Greetings, St. Mark's Church family and friends. In the Gospel of John, the 5th chapter, beginning to read with the 2nd verse and reading down through the 9th verse. After this, there was a festival, and now in Jerusalem by the sheep gate, there's a pool called in Hebrew Bethsaida, which has 5 porticos. In these lay many invalids, blind, lame, and paralyzed. One man was there who had been ill for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been there a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" The sick man answered him, "Sir, I have no one to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up, and while I'm making my way, someone else steps down ahead of me." Jesus said to him, "Stand up, take up your mat and walk." At once the man was made well, and he took up his mat and began to walk. And of course, that day was the Sabbath, so Jesus runs into some controversy with the Pharisees. But what I wanted us to look at is to look at the shock that's there, because if I ask you to go with me to the hospital to visit somebody, and the first thing I did was walk into the room and said, "Do you want to be made well?" That would be totally out of place, wouldn't it? But Jesus knew that this man needed encouragement and needed to take responsibility for himself. It seems to me that you and I have been shocked by the fact that we have so little control over anything at all. One of the things the pandemic has pointed out to us is, we can't make very much happen. And we can just as easily make the wrong thing happen as the right. So I thought maybe this would be a good time for us as Christians to kind of spend a little time thinking to ourselves, what in my life, not somebody else's, but in my life, needs to be realigned with God's heart and God's mind? What in my personal life do I now, as we see some light at the end of the tunnel, but still have a ways to go, what do I need to change or realign with God's will and God's grace in this covenant time? Let's bow in prayer. Lord, align my will, my heart and my mind with your heart and will and mind. For then I can truly reflect your grace and praise you. Help us all to realign with you. Amen.